What up, Sci Fam? It's your boy Nickel, and let's do the paint blot experiment. So, in order to conduct this experiment, make sure that you read the instructions on the assignment and get the science notebook pages that you need. But as it is called the paint blot drop experiment, one thing that I typically will do at school is put some food coloring or food dye into the water here. I didn't have any at home, so I grabbed some turmeric out of my cabinet. It's a nice type of spice that actually has a really good dyeing capability to it. You can maybe use some paprika though, or some cayenne if you have some. But we need to get some type of water, and the coloring helps a lot. We're going to use that line right there on the straw as our marker. Now, you're going to use your cup of dyed water to get just enough to go up to that red line. And this will give us enough water so that it will actually create a splatter on our paper. And you can see my data card down there on the table. So I just grabbed a half sheet of paper that was in your science do not open folder, and I went ahead and put it on the table. Now you have to excuse the focusing of the camera here, but you can see I used my tape measure in one hand, the straw in the other to get right at 6 inches, and oof, I dropped the first drop of dye. Now I went to go get a pen because it's going to be really important for you to mark your data sheet. So I wrote trial 1, 6 inches here to record that splot was from the 6-inch drop. Now I'm going to reload my straw. This time I will go from 12 inches. I'll release the droplet. It will create a splatter on the data sheet, and I will record once again. And then at the end, I will do the third trial, and the third trial is from 18 inches. Now, all of these instructions are on your procedure, which is in the button below. Make sure that you follow that procedure so that you get all of the necessary science notebook pages. And we need to think about what's the one thing that I changed in each of these trials, because that's going to be our independent variable. Remember, I, the scientist, changed this one thing. What was the one thing that changed? Well, I do know that I kept that same data card there on the bottom the whole time. It never moved. I used the same measuring device each time as well. I changed just the height. That was the only thing I changed. I went from 6 inches to 12 inches to 18 inches. So the independent variable is going to be the height of the drop. The data that I collected here is going to be the size of the droplet. And now that we know that the height of our drop is our independent variable, and that's the only thing we're changing, and that we're going to be measuring the size of the droplet, which is our dependent variable, and we also know what things we have to keep the same, which are our controlled variables, we can now go and conduct this experiment to see how does the height of dropping the water affect the size of the paint splatter on our data card. All right, go give it a try.